Welcome everyone. In this video, we will discuss how Amare violated Prop 65 in California, the potential health risks associated with this violation, and the two products that are allegedly involved. We will also discuss the steps you can take moving forward if you live in California or any other state. If that interests you, please stay tuned. Thank you so much for supporting my previous Amara video in which we discussed why many top reps are leaving. I reacted to a video from a top rep who exposed issues like failed product launches, an FTC lawsuit, and allegations of Amare trying to pay a rep to stay. I also share my opinion on why Dr. Sean is no longer involved. I will leave it at the end of this video if you want to check it out. I want to give a huge shout out to your humor bestie on Instagram for sharing these documents with me. I was thinking of including them in the previous video, but that video was already hella long. For those who may not be familiar with Amare, it is an MLM, multi-level marketing company that describes itself as a mental wellness company. Their main focus has been supplements and just recently hair care. And according to the FTC, MLMs are businesses that involve selling products to family and friends and recruiting other people to do the same. Before we dive into the specifics of Amare's alleged violation, let's quickly cover what California's Proposition 65 is and why it matters. According to the P65 Warnings website, the proposition was intended by its authors to protect the state's drinking water sources from chemicals known to cause cancer, birth defects, or other reproductive harm, and to inform individuals about exposure to such chemicals. Under the statute, a business cannot expose an individual to a chemical known to the state cause cancer or reproductive toxicity without first giving a clear and reasonable warning. Knowing this, let's start with the notice. I'm not a lawyer and this is not legal advice. I will read the most important information in these documents and share my opinion based on my understanding of them. As always, I will provide my sources in the description of this video below. I encourage you to do your own research and come to your own conclusion. Okay, so December 9, 2022. Notice of violation of California Health and Safety Code section, and it gives a code, Proposition 65. ERC is a California nonprofit organization dedicated to, among other causes, helping safeguard the public from health hazards by bringing about a reduction in the use and misuse of hazardous and toxic chemicals, facilitating a safe environment for consumers and employees, and encouraging corporate responsibility. ERC has identified violations of California's Safe Drink Water and Toxic Enforcement Act of 1986, Proposition 65, which is codified at California Health and Safety Code, and it gives a code with respect to the product identified below. These violations have occurred and continue to occur because the alleged violators identified below failed to provide required clear and reasonable warnings with these products. This letter serves as a notice of these violations to the alleged violators and the appropriate public enforcement agencies pursuant to Health and Safety Code section, and it gives all the codes, intend to file a private enforcement action in the public interest 60 days after effective service of this notice, unless the public enforcement agencies have commenced and are diligently prosecuting an action to rectify these violations. General information about Proposition 65. A copy of a summary of Proposition 65 prepared by the Office of Environmental Health Hazards Assessments is enclosed with this letter served to the alleged violators identified below. Alleged violators, the names of the companies covered by this notice that violated Proposition 65. Hereinafter, the violators are Amare Global Holdings Inc., formerly known as M3 Ventures West Incorporated, Amare Global LP, Consumer Products and Listed Chemicals. The products that are subject of this notice and the chemicals in those products identified as exceeding allowable levels are Amare Global GBX Seed Fiber Microbiome Boosting Seed Power. It says here lead, mercury, and cadmium. The second one is Amare Global GBX Superfood Sweet Apple Berry, and this one lead and mercury. On February 27, 1987, the state of California officially listed lead as a chemical known to cause developmental toxicity and male and female reproductive toxicity. On October 1st, 1992, the state of California officially listed lead and lead compounds as chemicals known to cause cancer. Cadmium was officially listed as a a chemical known to cause developmental toxicity and male reproductive toxicity on May 1st, 1997, while cadmium and cadmium compounds were listed as chemicals known to the state of California to cause cancer on October 1st, 1987. On July 1st, 1990, the state of California officially listed mercury and mercury compounds as chemicals known to cause developmental toxicity and male and female reproductive toxicity. It should be noted that ERC may continue to investigate other products that may reveal further violations and result in subsequent notices of violations. Route of exposure. The consumer exposure that are the subject of this notice result from the recommended use of these products. Consequently, the route of exposure to these chemicals has been and continues to be through ingestion. Appropriate time period of violations. Ongoing violations have occurred every day since at least December 9, 2019, as well as every day since the products were introduced into the California marketplace, and will continue every day until clear and reasonable warnings are provided to product purchasers and users, or until these known toxic chemicals are either removed from or reduced to allowable levels in the products. Proposition 65 requires that a clear and reasonable warning be provided prior to exposure to the identified chemicals. The method of warning should be a warning that appears on the product label. The violators violated Proposition 65 because they failed to provide persons ingesting these products with appropriate warnings that they are being exposed to these chemicals. Consistent with the public interest goals of Proposition 65 and a desire to have these ongoing violations of California law quickly rectified, ERC is interested in seeking a constructive resolution of this matter that includes an enforceable written agreement by the violators to, number one, reformulate the identified products so as to eliminate further exposure to the identified chemicals, or provide appropriate warnings on the labels of these products. Number two, pay an appropriate civil penalty. And three, provide clear and reasonable warnings compliant with Proposition 65 to all persons located in California who purchased the above products in the last 3 years. Such a resolution will prevent further unwarned consumer exposure to the identified chemicals, as well as an expensive and time-consuming litigation. End quote. Imagine these people using these products maybe daily, thinking it's good for them, only to find out that they contain substance linked to cancer and reproductive harm. This is wild. Now, let's talk about the settlement briefly. It says here, beginning on the effective date, and this date was, let me see the settlement date, April 29, 2023. Beginning on the effective date, Amare Global shall be permanently enjoined from manufacturing for sale in the state of California, distributing into the state of California, or directly selling in the state of California any covered product which exposes a person to a daily lead exposure level or more than 0.5 micrograms of lead per day, and or daily cadmium exposure level of more than 4.1 micrograms of cadmium per day, and or a daily mercury exposure level of more than 0.3 micrograms per day of mercury, unless it meets the warning requirements under section 3.2. So based on my understanding, Amare has to either reformulate these two products, or these same products should have appropriate warning labels. Let's see if they have actually made these changes to the products. Let's look at the ingredients first. I had a little help from the Wayback Machine website. Shout out to them. So I took a closer look at the ingredients of the two Amare products involved, the GBX Seed Fiber Microbiome Boosting Seed Power and the GBX Superfood Sweet Appleberry. And here's what I found. The ingredients listed on Amare's website are exactly the same as before for both products. Now, I want to give Amare the benefit of the doubt here. Maybe they just haven't updated their website yet. After all, websites can sometimes take a while to catch up with changes. But here's the issue. The settlement was 2 years ago. So I believe 2 years is more than enough time to reformulate their products, or at least update their ingredients lists on the website. And if the majority of their sales are coming from the website, I think it would be a good idea that if there's no reformulation in those pictures, it should be visible, the warning label, so that when people go on the website and they're trying to make a purchase, that's the first thing that they see, right? That would make sense to me. But hey, what do I know? Let's continue. So why hasn't this happened yet? If these products still contain harmful levels of these chemicals, Amare is required by law to put warning labels on the packaging to comply with Prop 65. They've had 2 years to get their shit together, and the fact that they haven't updated their product information or reformulated to meet the requirements, in my opinion, raises a lot of concerns. I personally don't purchase MLM products, but if you have purchased any of these 2 products within the last 2 years, you can check if there is a warning label now that you know this is happening. And if you see a warning label, like, leave it in the comments if you feel comfortable, because I don't know what's going on here. The questions that I ask myself now are Amare products safe to use? What about the rest of the products that were not mentioned here? Are they safe to use, or can they potentially be contaminated with other harmful chemicals? I'm asking, I'm not stating it as a fact. This is something every consumer needs to think about when purchasing Amare products. What actions can you take moving forward if you live in California or any other state? Let's start with California. The last pages of the Prop 65 notice include a long list of contact names and information organized by county. This makes it easier for you to find the appropriate contacts based on your location. So if you have concerns or questions related to any of the products mentioned in the Prop 65 notice, reach out to the contacts listed for your county. Additionally, if you have purchased either of the 2 products and they do not have the appropriate warning labels, please report this as well. It is important to hold Amare accountable for these issues. If you live in any other state, I recommend that you please reach out to your attorney general, share with them the Prop 65 notice from California as a reference. Let them know your concerns and questions so they can follow up on it. I will leave a link in the description below so you can find your attorney general's office depending on wherever you live. This video was my opinion and for education and entertainment purposes. I will leave all my sources in the description below. Like I always say, please do your own research and come to your own conclusions. Don't believe everything that people say online. Question everything and everyone, including me. Let the evidence tell you what's real or not. Please don't reach out to anybody in this video. I don't condone harassment of any kind. It means a lot that you took the time to watch my video. Thank you. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. It helps me to know what kind of content you would like to see more of. And if you found this video helpful, share it with someone who might need it. Help us reach more people. If you like what you see, please consider subscribing for more anti-MLM content. And the best thing about YouTube videos is the comments. So feel free to share your thoughts in the comment section below. This also helps the algorithm reach more viewers. As you all know, this is a brand new channel. Thank you for your patience and understanding. Until next time, take care and stay safe.